you may be wondering, so Luke, why are you sitting on the floor? And why do you have a shoe? Well, the answer to both questions is simple. I'm on the floor because the light is good here, and I'm making a video. Perfect light on the floor. I have a shoe because I want to talk about shoes and things related to shoes. Why do I want to talk about shoes? Well, I think you can learn from anything around you. And I want to show you that if you begin to pay attention, to focus on your environment, you can begin to learn more in English about it. Okay, so let's talk about, just very simply, the parts of the shoe. You probably know the word shoe. Shoe is shoe. But how about the parts? Okay, so here, the bottom of the shoe. We call this the sole. This is the sole of the shoe. Not sole, S-O-U-L. That's a different meaning. Your sole. This sole is basically the bottom of something, or the important part of it. The sole of the shoe. Okay, we also have here the tongue. This part is the tongue. This part that sticks out here. That's the tongue of the shoe. Just like the tongue in your mouth. Same spelling. The tongue of the shoe. Because it looks like a tongue, right? And here we have the laces. We can call them shoelaces, and some people also call them shoestrings. Okay, so we have the laces or the shoestrings. We have the sole, and we have the tongue. Okay? Now, let's talk about some things that we can do with the shoe. Well, the laces now, we can say, are untied. The laces are untied. Okay? Untied laces. Now, when we tie them, what I'm doing is tying a shoe. When we actually tie the shoe, we can say we are lacing them. Now the shoelaces are laced. The shoelaces are laced, or the shoestrings are laced. Or you can say tied. That's okay. Tied or laced. That's the verb and the adjective. Okay? Untied and tied. Now what is it that I'm tying? Well, the thing that you tie, usually, this piece here is called a knot. K-N-O-T. A knot. A knot. Okay? So a knot is something that has different pieces sort of stuck together, and they have to be untied or unknotted. Okay? Now, tie the knot has another meaning. To tie the knot means to get married. And I think you can imagine why tie the knot means get married. Because when you tie shoestrings or shoelaces, you're bringing two things together, and it has to be untied if you don't want it to be there. So tie the knot, two people coming together, right? So tie the knot means get married, and tying a knot might be for your shoelaces or your shoestrings. Now, we have a couple of other things we can do with tie. One would be a tie. A tie is something that you wear, usually a man will wear around his neck, here, or one that goes straight down. When you make it, you tie it. Tie a tie. Tie a tie. Same pronunciation. Tie a tie. The first one is a verb. The second one is a noun. What are you doing? I'm tying my tie. I'm tying my tie. Okay? Now, there are also a couple of simple expressions that use tie, and they're actually phrasal verbs. What's a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a verb plus a preposition, or a verb plus an adverb. So you might know get down or go over. These are phrasal verbs. With tie, we often use tie up and tie down. Okay, so if someone says I'm tied up, that means you are stuck in some place and you can't go out. So for example, if you have to work more than usual today, and your husband or wife calls you and says, "Where are you? You should be home for dinner." You can say, I'm tied up at work. I got tied up at work. That means I got stuck doing something. I'm a little bit tied up now. If someone is tied up, they're stuck in what they're doing. They can't stop it right now, and they can't go out. I'm a bit tied up at work right now. Okay? Now, tied down is another meaning of stuck, but it has a different feeling. We would use tied down when you feel like you can't escape a situation. It's more the feeling. For example, someone who loves to travel. They love to travel, always traveling around to different places. You might say, well, why do you like to travel? And they would say, well, I don't like to get tied down. I hate the feeling of being tied down. That means I don't want other people to keep me in some place so that I can't be free. Right? So the first one, I'm tied up, means I'm busy, and I can't go out. The second one, maybe, means that other people are holding me, or I get stuck in a more general way. Right? I don't like to be tied down. I'm a bit tied up. So the point of this is to show you that a common object, like a shoe, has inside of it a lot of useful words that can be used in other places, other situations, like tie, right? And that common objects in your environment can be also, in some way, your teachers. So look around you and see what you can learn from the things around you.
有力，你的英语外教老师，随时随地触手可及，你需要的只是一部手机。怎么在有力上课呢？有力是实时在线课堂，操作非常方便。扫描有力二维码，点击上课，很快就会有经验丰富的外教老师和你开始一节15分钟的口语课。现在赶快来一次免费体验课吧，超越自己，从现在开始。